Well, good evening, YouTube. Train Maxer here again. Well, I had a few stories I was going to talk about. Main one there was a story that I saw on my phone pop up. It was about the coming AI loverbots. But that story has disappeared, so I'm kind of thinking either I didn't save it or I don't know, maybe the powers that be yoinked that story off the internet. I don't know, because it's definitely not pulled up. That was the main story I was going to talk about, but found a couple of spectacles of nature that we're going to take a look at because I think they're kind of cool looking. So, but first, before I do that, there's a little short video I saw this morning. Kanye West dropping some red pills. Let's see if I could share that.
Girl's best friend, like girl.
Right there. Right there. What Kanye's talking about right there. Kanye's talking about the whole concept of the De Beers Corporation inventing the girls or diamonds are girls' best friend thing. Right there.
Girls in London don't even wear engagement ring. That's all been programmed to us. When we born, we born.
You hear that shit? They don't even wear engagement rings with diamonds on them over there in frickin' England. That's what Kanye just told you. That's a red pill right there. You're being conned over here in the West, the whole diamond ring thing. De Beers Diamond Company is conning y'all over here.
We born artists, we born free, and then we held down by society's perception of us. We just don't want to be embarrassed. I wanted to get my deal. It was A&Rs that don't work there no more, telling me how I needed to work with another rapper or how I wasn't a rapper and blah blah. Now it's people that at the corporations, they got the ability and the facilities that if I put my genius to it, that I can affect culture in a higher way, the way I affected people when I made them lose, and I affected people when I made them Yeezy. If we are.
So yeah, Kanye dropping some red pills there. We all slaves to something, according to Kanye West. Is he wrong? Is he wrong? I don't think he's wrong. The first story I'm going to show you. Oops, I got to pull it up. Yeah, I got to present. Can't just click on it. Where is it? Ah, here it is. Let's go. There we go. I thought this was cool. This popped up on my phone. This is the Virgin River in Zion National Park. Any of y'all play Fallout New Vegas? The Honest Hearts downloadable content? If you played that, that should look familiar to you. They did a really good job in that game recreating this. I mean, it almost looks like I'm heading to see Joshua Graham right now, looking at that picture. Have you seen this? A dramatic reenactment of the creation of Zion National Park by Carter Williams, KSL.com. Yeah, that's really cool, that picture. That's somewhere I would like to go. Zion National Park. Check that out. If nothing else for the, just because of the New Vegas connection. The Virgin River flows through the Narrows at Zion National Park. Oh, we could read it in Espanol. No, thank you. Virgin River, the Zion Landbender. Zion National Park may have celebrated its 100th anniversary in 2019, but its story goes back way further. Its breathtaking red rock formations are the result of natural forces and lots of time. Park historians note that the rock layers people see when they visit the park were deposited 110 to 270 million years ago. Yeah, that's disputable. That's disputable. You know, as a Christian, the Bible says otherwise, but, go on. And have uplifted and eroded into the beloved, unique rock formations in recent geologic time. Yeah, very recent. More recent than y'all think. Lucky for all of us, park rangers have found an entertaining way to condense millions of years of history into a 20-second parody in the opening credits of Avatar: The Last Airbender. View this post on Instagram. Yeah, fuck that shit. How about that? No one cares about that. How about that? All you really need to know is that water, rock, pressure, and time join forces to work in harmony to form Zion's landscape before the Virgin River attacked. No, it didn't attack. It's a river. Rivers doing what rivers do. It's not attacking anything. It's water. It's called erosion. How about you stop speaking to the general public like we're third graders? How about that? And by attack, rangers said the river became the main force of erosion. Okay, see, there you go. You know that word. Why are you talking like you're talking to little kids? What the hell? Making the millions of years worth of sedimentary rocks visible. Like I said, I dispute the millions of years part. The abrasive power of water has slowly carved these rocks over time, creating the canyon you see today. Without the Virgin River, we wouldn't have this national park that so many of you have visited or will visit in the future, park officials explained on Instagram. Okay, first of all, why... Okay. Why is Federal National Park Service employees, why are they dicking around on Instagram while they're at work? Riddle me that, Batman. Why are federal park officials that we pay taxes to fund their paycheck fucking around on Instagram at work? But I digress. Their video has since garnered 500,000 likes on Instagram in just a few days, including a nod from the official Avatar: Last Airbender. Okay, nobody gives a shit about that. Well, okay, 500,000 people apparently give a shit about it, whatever. One person wrote they'd like to see a full episode on the topic. A teacher also chimed in to say they plan to incorporate the video into school curriculum. Yeah, that's why maybe you ought to homeschool. Literally teaching landforms to my 5th grade class, they wrote. They will be watching this and doing a written response. That's the end of the video or article. That was a nice little short one. I stretched it out a little bit more than the 1 to 2 minute estimated read that they figured it would take, but yeah, shout out to Obsidian. You guys did a great job on that. I guess that was Obsidian. I'm not really wanting to give Bethesda credit for that because I think that was Obsidian that did that. But yeah, you guys did a great job recreating this in honest hearts, I gotta say. So yeah, I thought that was cool. I will stop sharing this. So that was one spectacle of nature we're going to look at. I've got one more spectacle of nature to look at that I thought was pretty cool. Okay, we already saw that one. Here we go. Is this it? Yes. hopefully I can read the names on this, because we're going to Iceland now. Ooh, look at there. They got a volcano going off again. This is sciencealert.com. Doesn't really have an author, just says by AFP, whoever that is. Experts confirm Icelandic fault line has awakened after 800 years. I mean, that looks really destructive, but at the same point, it's kind of pretty. It's quite a spectacle to look at right there. Eruption on the outskirts of Grindavik. Okay, that's an easy enough name to pronounce. How come a lot of Icelandic names are... Okay, I guess it's because it's another language. Answering my own question here. I was going to ask why so many Icelandic names are so hard to pronounce, but yeah, it's because it's a different language. Grindavik. Okay, that's an easy enough name. Eruption on the outskirts of Grindavik on January 14th, 2024. Yeah, that's quite a spectacle. That'd be scary as shit if you lived there. Well, that would be pretty scary, but it's pretty to look at from here, safe distance away. A volcanic eruption that has engulfed homes in an Icelandic fishing port confirms that a long dormant fault line running under the country has woken up, threatening to belch out lava with little warning for years to come, an expert warned on Tuesday. Glowing lava swallowed several homes on Sunday at the edge of the town of Grindavik, southwest of the capital, Reykjavik. Is that how you say that? Reykjavik? I think that's how you say that. The fishing town was mostly evacuated due to the threat of an eruption last month, and the most recent volcanic activity has since eased, authorities in the North Atlantic nation said on Monday. The island straddles the mid-Atlantic. I'm sorry, guys. I worked today. I'm kind of tired. This is why it's going to be a short stream. The island straddles the mid-Atlantic range, a crack in the ocean floor separating the Eurasian and North American tectonic plates. Sunday's eruption was the fifth in fewer than 3 years on the Reykjanes Peninsula, which had not previously seen one in centuries. After 8 centuries of a relative break and a complete cessation of surface activity, we have entered a new episode of plate separation, which could last several years, possibly decades. Volcanologist Patrick Allard from France's Institut de Physique du Globe de Paris told AFP. Huh. Wow, I actually didn't butcher that French. Nice. Any of y'all out there speak French, tell me if I butchered that French or not, but I think I got it. I think I nailed it. Even before the first of the 5 eruptions since March 2021, scientists saw the ground distorting with magma rising from the depths and seeping into an area 3 to 10 kilometers, 2 to 6 miles below the surface, he said. As the magma bubbled its way up through fissures in the earth, eruptions started to occur. Now, there's another good picture right there. I mean, that almost looks like, it looks like almost like them volcanoes over in Hawaii that are going off all the time. Yeah, that's something else. This is from December 19, 2023. Ready to erupt. The 2 most recent eruptions, last month and on Sunday, both threatening Grindavik, were brief and preceded by very little seismic activity. Oh man, they don't get any warning for that. That sucks. This shows that the magma is very close to the surface, ready to erupt, Allard said. Yeah, it sounds like. The thinness of the Earth's crust near the fault line under Iceland will help prompt these magma pressure releases, he said. But the amount that will actually burst out of the Earth's surface is not expected to be enormous, he added. The location of this fragile fault line is likely to continue to be a problem. It poses a threat to the nearby Svartsengi geothermal plant, which provides electricity and water to the 30,000 residents of Reykjanes. Like I said, I'm kind of tired. Reykjanes Peninsula, a tenth of Iceland's population. I think I got it right the first time I said it, and then the second two times I've tried reading it, I kind of butchered it. The eruptions have also forced the closure of the Blue Lagoon, a popular tourist destination near Grindavik, famed for its geothermal spas. Yeah, probably wouldn't be safe to use those right now, I'm guessing. What was that one movie? It was, I don't know if it was about the Mount St. Helens eruption. Was it Dante's Inferno or Dante's Peak or something like that? But it was kind of like the same era that like Twister came out, but I don't know if that movie was quite as popular. But I just remember seeing that as a little kid, and seems like there was a scene in that movie where there was a hot springs, and there was like I think a couple that was in it, and then it got like too hot and cooked them or something. Of course, that was just a movie, but obviously that could probably happen in real life, I imagine. I mean, there's places in Yellowstone that are hot springs like that if you were to go into them, that would basically happen to you, which wouldn't be good. Let's see here. Allard said Grindavik was built on lava flows from 800 years ago. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. This ad here. Oh, okay, it's just a piece of metal or something. It looked like it. I think it's a top or something. It looked like woodworking at first, like laminate, but I don't think it is. I think it's a piece of metal or plastic or something. I'm not sure if that's a top or what. It's kind of cool looking. That's kind of an odd looking hammer. Is that supposed to be a hammer? What is that? Anyway. Let's see. Allard said Grindavik was built on lava flows from 800 years ago, which raises the question as to the logic behind the town's very existence. Well, I mean, if it hasn't erupted in 800 years, I mean, that's probably what they were thinking. You know, like, okay, it hasn't erupted in 800 years. I mean, you know, it's kind of like, Pompeii and Naples being right there by Vesuvius. I mean, they didn't even like know what a volcano was until, volcano. Comes from what was it? Vulcan, I think that's one of the Roman gods, I think. And that's he was it was like something about his forge or something like that. Anyway, that's kind of where the origin of that comes from. Anyway, already read that. Okay. And there will probably be little warning before the next eruption. During the last two eruptions, there were only a few hours of critical seismic activity to warn that the magma was quickly rising to the surface, he said. God, those cars are ugly. Ugh. There was also a risk of an underwater eruption, which could create an explosive phenomenon, releasing more volcanic ash. It was the huge amount of ash blasted into the atmosphere by the... Oh my God, I cannot even begin. Ija Falja Joe Cole. Ija Fjolja Cole. Okay, that's as close as I'm going to get. Volcano in 2010 that caused global travel chaos, forcing the cancellation of some 100,000 flights and leaving more than 10 million travelers stranded. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Remember, there was all these flights that couldn't go back and forth because of that volcano erupting. I'm sure I butchered the pronunciation of this. I didn't remember the name of it. I just knew it was near. I thought it was near the capital, which, whatever it's called, Ray, whatever. Okay, never mind. However, experts have said that such an extreme event is considered unlikely to happen on the Reykjanes Peninsula. Okay, from Agence France Press. Okay, that's what must be what AFP is. Okay, well, I think that's the end of that. Can y'all tell I'm getting tired? I've been tired this whole time, but I'm about done. Good thing is the last story is a video. That's the last thing we got here. Looks like nobody's watching. I'm doing this for me. I feel like being on the air talking a little bit. So I'm doing it for me. All right, last video that popped up. This just popped up on YouTube. This guy's breeding some trout for aquaponics. So we'll talk a little. This is kind of nature related. Let's talk a little homesteading stuff here. This is something you want to learn to do if you're going to homestead, because fish is more efficient than cows, than any other kind of land animal. Doing fish, if you're doing ponds with fish, from what I understand, it's way more efficient to do. So let's go ahead and share that. Is this it? Yeah, that's it. Share. Let's go. Okay. It's called How I Breed Trout in My Backyard Aquaponics, producing thousands of fingerlings. That's young fish. Now we got an ad here for want to date an Indian chick. You can go to that website, I guess. I don't know. I don't recommend you do. Click on that. I'm not going to. He's milking the fish. Oh, shit. Oh, there we go. Fertilized eggs right there. I can't play the no eggs song because these fish got eggs. Oh, there's the baby fish. Look at that. Oh, right there. Oh, they're kind of cute. Little bitty babies.
Welcome, aquaponics growers. Today we'll talk trout breeding in aquaponics. So if you follow my channel, you know that I have been working in aquaculture before, and I spent a few years working in a trout hatchery. So in this trout...
I wonder where this guy's from. This is Aquaponics Revolution. Does it say where he's from? Okay, this is rainbow trout, golden rainbow trout, and brook trout he's dealing with. I'll have to subscribe to this guy. This is interesting.
Trout hatchery. I have been breeding millions and millions of little trout, and I really enjoyed it. And since I started aquaponics, I always thought the aim for me would be to breed my trout as well. And I have the pleasure to share with you today the result of the first trout breeding in aquaponics. And as you can see, it's a real success. So in this video, I will show you a bit of footage.
Yeah, you got a bunch of them in there. Yeah, this guy's accent's got me curious. It almost sounds like a little bit like a French accent, but this doesn't look like France. This isn't very French-looking vegetation, so very curious where this guy's from.
Of the different trout I have been able to breed. But most of the information that I have, I will share with all the people in the aquaponics revolution movement. If you have not joined the movement yet, there is a link into the description of this video. When you enter into this community, you will get a free aquaponics training, but you will also receive my updates, and I will give you some information about the process I followed for the trout breeding. So without going
All right, well, there you go. If you want to check out raising trout, which I do, might want to check out Aquaponics Revolution. Check out his channel. Maybe check out, sounds like he's giving this training away for free. That's good. It's always good when somebody's not trying to grift. There's another video I am going to cover. I think I got this on my watch later. I'll hit it again just to make sure it's on there. Should you raise meat rabbits instead of chickens? I think I already pulled that onto my watch later, but free water forever legally. That sounds interesting. Put that onto watch later. Check that out. Because I'm going to cover a little bit of homesteading content, because we've been doing some canning and stuff like that, and obviously I've done a few cooking videos and need to do some more of that, some food review and more cooking stuff. But I always like homesteading and prepping and all that kind of good stuff. So, and I'm going to try and take this channel in that direction, that kind of a direction for content. That and getting out and exploring nature and whatnot. Touching some grass, as they say. Going out in the real world, not just being online all day. Which I'm not. I've been out mowing grass all day. That's why I put in the description, I touched grass today. Have you? Because I literally been touching grass all damn day. So I think we're going to watch another couple minutes of this. And I'm going to get to bed because I got to go to work again tomorrow. So.
Too far in detail, I will explain you a few steps that you need to follow if you want to breed trout in your aquaponic system. I don't want to say it's an easy task, but it's achievable if you are following the good process. So the first thing you will need is to get genital stock, breeding stock. So some trout, male and female,
Koi.
that are ready to breed. So you need.
Oh, that looks like koi right there. That doesn't look like trout. Looks like big ass goldfish or koi. Which, don't get me wrong, they are a type of carp. I think theoretically you could eat them because they are carp. In fact, that's what happens when you flush the little goldfish down the toilet that you think is dead, and it's not quite dead, and it makes it through the sewer system and down to the river, and it recovers. They they breed, and goldfish are kind of like pigs. Pigs are pink or black or red or whatever color they are when they're in captivity, black and white, whatever color. But when pigs get turned loose, their babies are brown and gray. Like they go back to looking like wild boars like immediately. It's like they all have the genes to be wild boars if they're, not in captivity. Well, goldfish are kind of like that too. If goldfish get released into the wild, they have babies, and most of the babies are going to be like brown or gray color. Actually, the goldfish were specifically selected over hundreds of years to have these. These are recessive traits. The yellow colors and reds and oranges and stuff. These are recessive traits that humans have deliberately bred because those would not be very desirable traits naturally, because like an eagle is going to see that from, a million miles away, zero in on it and, pluck that goldfish right out of the water. So yeah, these colors are definitely, humans have bred them to have these colors and protected them and, kept breeding them and selectively. And yeah, if you just turn goldfish loose, their babies, most of the babies are going to be, more natural color, more, kind of gray. That's where all the carp are coming from that are in a lot of rivers. I hear that's a big problem on the Mississippi River in places. Like people going on boats and the carp are like jumping right out of the water onto their boats. I've seen it. I don't know if that is it the Mississippi or is that, I don't know. I just know I've seen flying carp somewhere back east. I'm in California. I've never seen no flying carp here, but I've heard of it before and seen it. Come on.
They need to reach a certain size and a certain age. For the males, you can breed them at 1 year, but you need female trouts that are 2 years old.
I guess they are trout.
So once they reach a good size, you will need to prepare them to make sure that they're going to mature some very healthy eggs.
So you got albino trout here? What the heck? I was looking at the facial features on it, its head. It's definitely not a goldfish.
Eggs that are full of reserve and that are big enough.
I used to have goldfish when I was younger. I had a lot of goldfish, actually, when I was younger, so I'm kind of familiar with what they look like. We don't currently have a pond anymore, so don't have any goldfish anymore, but that and the raccoons kept considering that a free meal, so that's kind of why we stopped with the goldfish, just because the raccoons kept getting them. All right, go on.
To give birth to some fish. Then when the time comes, it's generally around the shortest days of the year, but it's very specific on the trout that you have, where you buy your trout from. Some trout have been selected to spawn a bit later, some a bit earlier, so there is no exact science.
Golden rainbow
to
trout, okay.
Pay attention to your fish.
Okay, these must be golden rainbow trout. I've never seen those before. That must be what they are.
And to test your fish to make sure that they are mature. When they are mature, you can collect the eggs. So to collect the eggs, it's exactly the same process as what we have seen in the video about trout caviar that I made before. So you just catch the fish.
Trout caviar. Okay, cool. All right, we're going to stop it there, I think. I'm going to watch the rest of this video, but I don't think we need to watch it live. So you want to check out how to raise trout? Check out this, what was it, Aquaponics Revolution. Go check his channel out. Guy seems to know what he's talking about. Apparently he's got some free training on his community thing you can check out if you want, if you're so inclined. Anyway, I think that about does it for tonight, because like I said, I'm pretty tired, so I think I'm gonna hit the sack. Y'all take it easy. Peace out.